Fun the caregiver's nightmare. I once worked as a direct care aide for a 65-year-old woman with a developmental disability. Her daughter, Colleen, who worked overnights, needed someone with medical experience to watch her mother overnight. This was my first night, and it was also my last. Martha, the 65-year-old woman, suffered from dementia and sometimes wandered around the house at night, confused. Colleen introduced us and everything seemed fine at first. However, things quickly took a terrifying turn. As I watched TV in the living room, I heard Martha's footsteps upstairs. She didn't respond when I called her name. Later, as I grabbed a sandwich from the kitchen, I nearly had a heart attack when I saw Martha standing in the doorway. Glass shattered everywhere. She began yelling, demanding to know who I was. I managed to calm her down and get her back to bed. Hours later, I woke to a loud slamming noise from the kitchen. Martha was repeatedly opening and slamming the oven door in the dark. I guided her back to bed, hoping she would stay there for the rest of the night. Exhausted, I finally fell asleep in the spare room. I woke up again to a noise from the closet. Martha was inside holding a huge kitchen knife, repeating, "Who are you? I don't know you." I screamed at her to put the knife down, but she got closer, screaming back. I ran past her and called Colleen, who returned home to find Martha asleep with the knife beside her. Colleen accused me of exaggerating, but I never went back. This experience was beyond anything I'd encountered in my 9 years as a direct care aide. It was my first day working for a plumbing company, and I was sent to a house out of town to fix a leaky pipe. The house was run down and unwelcoming. A middle-aged man with a creepy, wide smile let me in. Inside, the house was completely empty. As I examined the pipe under the sink, the man stood uncomfortably close. I asked him to back up, but he barely moved. When I couldn't find the leak, I asked him to turn the water back on. He claimed to have accidentally turned off the main valve and left the room, but I heard footsteps upstairs. Then, I heard multiple sets of footsteps coming down quickly. Sensing danger, I grabbed my tools and ran to my van. I reported the incident to my boss, who dismissed it as a prank, but I later found out the house was abandoned. I reported the encounter to the police, hoping to prevent others from facing a similar situation. 3. The delivery from hell. My first day as a pizza delivery driver was supposed to be straightforward. My manager, another trainee, and I were delivering 4 large pizzas and 2 bottles of Pib to a house far out of town. The house was isolated, with no nearby neighbors. As we approached, the trainee thought he saw someone watching us from an upstairs window, but our manager dismissed it. When we knocked on the door, an older man eventually answered. He left the door open as he went to get money. Inside, the house was completely empty, except for a couple of blankets. Our manager went to check if the man needed help, leaving us at the door. We heard footsteps below us, not from upstairs. Suddenly, our manager screamed and came running back, urging us to leave immediately. We sped away in the car, shaken. The manager later told us he'd seen a group of people in hooded robes in the basement, performing some sort of ritual. He quit a month later, and I never took a delivery job again. The experience was terrifying, and I was grateful we escaped when we did.